If you love music as much as I do and you like all the things Local Distortion does for unsigned artists, then please support the show by donating as little as £1 a month to patreon.com/Local Distortion podcast. Please subscribe to the Local Distortion YouTube channel for more interviews, live performances and new shows exclusive to the channel. And also like and share the Local Distortion Facebook page at facebook.com/Local Distortion podcast.
Doesn't make it humane. Still outside. Feel that rain. Old fingertips. Ever touch. This human hate is far too much. Now's the time to open your mind. We can work it out. Don't leave it all behind. It's only in the middle. Can't you do it anyway? It's only in the middle. Can't you do it anyway? It's lunacy. Just insane.
Welcome to Local Distortion. On this podcast, I'll be talking to the best up-and-coming independent artists and bands. I am your host, Daniel Kirk. My guests this week are Our Propaganda. Welcome to the
Hi.
show.
Hello.
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 Would you like to introduce yourselves as we have the whole band here?
Yeah, I'm Jack. I'm lead vocals.
Charlie on the drums.
Joe on bass guitar.
Harvey on lead guitar.
Now, the first question, sometimes this throws bands a little bit, sometimes bands just nail it. So, be interesting if you can breeze past this. Can you describe Our Propaganda in just 3 words?
That's tough. Interesting. Holy shit. Not one of those bands who breeze past it.
Now we know.
Loud. Loud's one of them.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
loud.
it's a loud.
Steal it from Nike, just do it.
Just
do
do
it.
it.
Just do it.
Yeah, opera band, just do it. There you go.
Right. Yeah, I can dig that, yeah.
Just do it. There we go. Thank you, Nike. Yeah. And the best ain't good enough.
No.
I'm sure you can expect a sponsor deal anytime soon now.
Definitely.
That's about right.
Yeah.
I'm up for
I'm waiting for my Nike album. I'm really waiting for him.
So you guys are from the Southampton area?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Charlie are from Southampton, and
Joe's from Gosport. Harvey's from Southsea and Portsmouth area. So we're all scattered in a small area of the south.
yeah.
So how did the band come together?
Oh, that's a good question, right, guys?
It's another long story.
So we all well, me, Jack and Joe were playing in a band when we played a gig down in Southsea, and Harvey's band was playing. We met, and then a week later we played an open mic night right by our house, and he happened to be there.
Okay.
Harvey was, and then from then on we had a relationship between our 2 bands, and then eventually our band dispersed, his band dispersed, and he came and joined us for
Yeah.
A period of about a year.
it was over a period of about a year from when we met as to when he kind of joined us.
It's kind of like one of those weird things where it just kind of all fits into place, you know?
So you just morphed into you guys, what you guys are now, two bands just morphing into one kind of thing.
Yeah. Bobby was looking to leave his band. We needed new guitars because we got rid of the other 2, and it just worked. It fit.
Yeah.
We renamed ourselves about a year later after.
Oh, okay.
Various names.
Yeah, we had a few name changes before we settled.
What made you choose Our Propaganda as your latest, your name that you're sticking with?
We were struggling for ages to find a band name that we thought would represent us or that we actually liked. And then one night I was sat at the computer at home just watching through a couple of our live videos, and I said, oh, this is kind of like Our Propaganda, like the videos are Our Propaganda. And then that's where the name come from. We just stuck.
It literally just came from that.
It just come from that. It was because we were trying so hard to think of a band name, and eventually we were waiting for something to just pop out, and then that was it. Because we knew if we kept trying to think of things, we were just gonna end up hating it.
Yeah.
That's it. Just come out of the blue that we thought, That's the name.
I mean, we had a few. We had like albino plant, far side,
Yeah,
and things like that. We were just like, shit.
Yeah,
what do we do?
We threw a lot of shit at the wall.
Yeah, and normally bands in your genre kind of have really cheesy names.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And we wanted to stay away from that as much as possible.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of people out there who don't seem to get the name, and I don't understand why. Propaganda literally means a message conveyed through media. Music is our media. The lyrics are our message. What's so hard to get?
Yeah, man. I mean, we've had record labels, saying like, "Oh, we don't like your name. We think it's too long. It's got too many syllables in it."
And it's really hard to...
Catfish and the Ballman.
Yeah.
Catfish and the Bottleneck.
That's
How many
7
syllables
We got
there?
5.
It's like the world's longest name, isn't it, for a band?
There we go.
And
That's fine.
that didn't hinder those guys at all. So
And if anything, it's really a marketing thing as well. Like
Yeah.
our propaganda, it's your propaganda. It works on so many levels.
We've had people say they can't spell it. It was like, did you go to school?
It's like trouble spelling R.
Is that, which word? Like,
you'll just have to spell it out for people at gigs now.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Got a big
we
backdrop.
got a big
so it's
back.
fine.
Yeah. Write it down slowly, read it out fast.
Yeah. So how long have you guys roughly been in the band? Is it 2012-ish you started? Or
Yeah.
As us four, yeah.
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 As a- yeah.
We've been in a band like this for about 5 years.
Yeah, since 2000. Yeah, since
Yeah, 12.
isn't it?
Yeah, my birthday actually.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your debut EP, which has been out for just over a year now, I think.
Has it?
Yeah.
He's been doing
Yeah,
three.
that's it.
Yeah, it has.
I
It
didn't
has.
realise it had been that long.
Yeah,
Old.
Keep spreading it.
Feels like it's been longer.
let's keep spreading it. It kind of sounds like a dirty joke.
It's a dirty joke.
You can confuse quite a lot of people with that, but obviously with the band name, it makes sense.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we figured it was a no-brainer, really.
Yeah,
but,
just make sure that they read it first. Read the band name before they read the title.
Yeah.
They'll get it.
So what's the overall response been towards the EP over the last year?
Well, it's actually been really good on a fan front. Like anyone who's bought it off us or listened to it, they love it. They've been playing it. We get people message us a few times. Like I probably get it once a week or maybe even twice a week where someone messages me saying, "Oh, blasting out these tunes," kind of thing. Just showing me what they're doing and all that. And people really dig the EP. I mean, for us, I think it's it's a moment, and now we're looking to expand that into the future. And try to make something new. Bring out something fresh as well.
Develop the sound.
Well, that's the thing an artist's work is never done. You'll have something you're really happy with for about a day after you've recorded it, and then suddenly it's not good enough anymore. But as long as everybody else is enjoying it for what it is, then that's the important bit.
Yeah, and I mean everyone else is, and that's really great. And while obviously it's a footnote in our history, and we really dig it. It's one of those things, where we want to now show people what we're about this year.
Plus, it was our first time in the studio, and but first real time in a proper studio is like you learn a lot, and then you're looking back on it and you think you can see how you can do things differently, and next time we go we'll be ultimately prepared to do a better job.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think you did a pretty amazing job with the EP. Like
Thank you.
it's just solid. Like I personally couldn't fault it at all. I just think it's absolutely awesome. Like for a debut EP, it is so polished and it's obviously you guys have been together a while, so it just makes sense. Obviously that would translate to the studio. I definitely recommend it to anyone who obviously hasn't checked it out yet.
That really means a lot to us,
that's
man.
brilliant.
That's what we do this for. We want to make people happy with our music, and when people are enjoying it, that's the best thing. It really is. And with that EP especially, I wish more record labels had your sense of opinion with it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, well, a lot of record labels, they aren't interested in that because they still believe that, that's not what people want. Record labels are just stuck in the past. They need to take chances on bands and different genres that need to be heard. You often get like pigeonholed as being classed as bands from the 80s, that type of thing. And
yeah, the problem with the labels is that they don't find anything they like and then put the commitment into it. They just want to see something that's already practically, they know they're going to make money out of.
yeah, they don't want to take a risk, do they?
Yeah.
Man, and essentially, while the record industry might be making the most money it's ever made, it is effectively killing live music and the scene itself. Any hopes for a good, a good rock and roll band like Guns N' Roses or Pearl Jam, or they're effectively killing any chance of that becoming a reality again.
Yeah, definitely. And this is why channels like this exist, because we want to promote unsigned artists that aren't being heard. We want to build an alternative platform where if you're being ignored everywhere else, you can come here, show everyone what you can do, and people will find you and people will hear your music.
I think
Thank you for that.
That is the thing. That's the best thing you can possibly do for acts like ourselves, and obviously the guys in Hollow Star, who are
definitely.
also such a great freaking rock.
Yeah, like those guys, we've done so much work with them, and it also brings so many more fans to, our channel as well, working with different artists and bands that other people aren't picking up, because they all have fans, they all have followers. This is what I'm trying to do here, is just build an alternative platform where, if you like bands like Hollow Star, we can obviously say, well, there's these guys, our propaganda, I think you guys will really like them as well. And it goes from there, really. We want to just push every band
It's almost
equally, regardless of genre.
Yeah, definitely, man.
That almost creates a scene as well.
Yeah, it
which
does.
is what needs to happen again, because that is something that isn't around.
I mean, you look at any great rock phenomenon over the last, say, 40 years, there's always been that consistent scene presence. Like you look at Seattle in the 90s or LA in the 80s, there was always a scene with all these bands and all these people who are really into the music, and they all had these outlets to be able to see it. With the decline of live music these days, things like what you're doing are more important than ever.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to bring this up a bit later on in the show, but as we're kind of talking about that, obviously I discovered you were playing a show in Cambridge recently, which is kind of my hometown, and you got to experience our local scene.
Which is brilliant.
Yeah, at its best, really. You had Hollow Star, you had Seasons, and Tom Lumley playing the show as well.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
yeah, and all three of those artists have been heavily featured on this channel. We've done a lot of work with those guys, doing interviews, doing sessions with them, and doing other forms of promotion. And it's working. Like, it's building up a fan base, it's building up a scene, and you saw the turnout. It was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it was fantastic. It was so nice to be able to come to a city where there is something like that going on, because even though there are certain scenes of it in Southampton, on the rock scene these days, it virtually non-existent.
Where it does exist, petty and full of infighting.
Yeah, I mean, you get these people who just want to see the other bands fail, and that's not cool.
He's out there for each other, they're out there for themselves.
Yeah, and I mean, we're always out there to try and, play with the best guys on the scene and to try to, see this development, because, not every band starts off great. That doesn't happen, we didn't. I'm not saying we're great now, but I think we're pretty competent with what we do,
A lot of work
we're better than what we were.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's the difference, especially in this area now, is that bands are willing to, talk to one another, and they want to play shows with each other and keep mixing around the lineup. They're not sticking to the same, certain few bands and just drawing in the same amount of people because it's the same fans. They're all playing different shows with each other, and it's bringing in such a diverse group of people.
I mean,
more people
the more we can come up your way and do some stuff around there, the better, because the city, it has the mindset for it, and I do worry about that down here, that we're kind of in an area where the people on the scene, they don't really have the mindset for it.
Yeah.
And that's not an insult to them at all, because it's tough, it's not easy.
Yeah.
But I think that definitely in a university city, even though Southampton is, Cambridge obviously has such a vast population of students and people into all sorts of different music and cultures and things like that, and you're getting this great blend of things coming out.
Yeah.
And you know, when we went up there, I think we really reveled in it, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. It seems that the only thing Southampton has is a club scene.
Yeah.
Well, Cambridge hasn't always been like that. It has been really terrible in the past. Obviously, I grew up there, and it was shit. I'm not gonna lie. And at this point in time, you know, I've been doing this a year now, doing this show, and in conjunction with that, so many bands have been able to come forward, and the scene has benefited from all that talent coming in and just coming out of nowhere. Really, we've had bands that have barely been a band for 6 months, and they're some of the highest rated videos on our channel, just because there's that little buzz there now, and people want to see the next thing, the next big band who just comes out of nowhere. And you know, bands obviously get this buzz, and it's definitely working.
Definitely. I mean, every great band comes out of, you know, somewhere very, very small time.
Yeah, and everyone was talking about you guys at the gig. Obviously, you were a fresh face for everyone, and you really impressed everyone there. Everyone was talking about you, and that's why I definitely had to get you on the show. You know, I pretty much ran up to Jack at the end of the gig to give him my card, and I was like, I need you guys on the show. That was really impressive.
Thanks, man. That really means a lot, you know, and it's nice to see a scene that's so open to seeing new rock bands. Yeah, and welcoming too, because that's something that we felt as well. It felt like a brotherhood up there, you know. It didn't just feel like a bunch of guys playing music. It was, we freaking love music. We love playing with each other. Oh, and we want to make you feel like you're part of that, you know. And that was really something really cool and special for us.
Almost restored our faith.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that sort of thing. So.
Do you like playing with them too, Jack?
Oh, he's going to turn it.
I did. I love playing.
Someone was sat here with a like sick mind, waiting to pull out the joke about playing with me.
With my friends' balls.
Oh yeah.
Always one.
If you don't have any, you can always play with your friends.
Yeah.
I regret nothing.
Don't start talking about your big red one. It's an inside joke.
Well, come on, Jack,
it's
keep spreading it.
Keep spreading it. Oh,
Yeah,
mate.
keep spreading it.
Listen, mate, even
All
worse.
right, moving swiftly on.
Yeah.
So now we're going to play a track of yours. Would you like to introduce it for us?
This is a track called Something From You from our 2-night stand in Norway this year.
Something from you. This is in the place, the girl, the face, killing me back in a time. Oh, it's just me in this grave, my primal embrace, going on down inside. You need something, you got nothing to lose, baby. Oh, I need something. Something from you. 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 Something from you, something from you, something from. Thank you.
So let's talk about your future plans for the rest of this year.
Well, just a lot of gigs at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, we have a few like festival type things. We're doing Victoria's Festival, which is a big festival down this way. It's actually starting to become one of the major ones in the country, which is really cool. It's like it's like 120,000 people over the whole weekend.
Nice.
So we're main support on the third stage on the Saturday night.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, Seaside stage. So that'll be really, really cool. And we're
Awesome.
also doing the Great Dorset Steam Fair, which sounds like a joke, but you want to check this thing out seriously. The amount of people they have there is ridiculous.
Yeah, we
Seriously.
have one up this way, and people flock to that shit.
So I mean, you know, we're really buzzed
looking forward to that one.
for that. Definitely, it's going to be really exciting because we got to play to a few big crowds.
Yeah.
We've done a few big crowds in the past, so it would be nice to go back out and do something like that again.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Regarding new music, are you going to put out like a single or anything this year? Or
Well, we've been discussing like basically taking those live tracks from Norway and seeing which ones we think are the best, and then maybe releasing a small like EP type thing later
Yeah.
this year.
yeah, that'll be cool.
It's more about getting like the distribution and things, and if we think it's going to be worth doing, you know what I mean?
So let's talk about personal highlights with the band.
Yeah.
Personal highlights with the band.
Personal highlights. Who wants to go first? I have one. I know I do a lot of talking, but I do have one. So like,
Yeah, carry on.
my biggest highlight was from last year actually. We went to Vladivostok in Russia.
Yeah, I've seen
Um,
the pictures. That looked incredible.
It was insane, honestly. It was between 40 and 50,000 people. It was ridiculous. And it was just, the highlight for me was standing at the side of the stage just before we went on. And I was standing there with our translator, Valeria, and I was just like, this is ridiculous. I've never done anything this big in my life, you know?
Yeah.
I've never felt more at home, if that makes sense as well.
That felt right.
Yeah, it just felt really right.
How did that happen?
Well, we tour with a guy called Ken Hensley, who's an ex-member of Uriah Heep. He was a really famous classic rock band from the 70s.
Yeah.
They were like on the league of like Zeppelin and Sabbath and things like that back then. And basically our manager, who's also Ken's manager, kind of thought it'd be nice for us to do something together. So last year, and we're doing a few shows this year, we have done already, and we're doing like 2 more in October in the Czech Republic, or Czechia now. Czechia, they don't like that now. But we're we just managed to do it through that, and basically the Amur Tiger Foundation, which is a leading charity in Russia, they asked us to basically come along and do the show with Ken, and it was just it's one of those things that if I never do it again, I've done it, and it was really something special.
Yeah, no one can take that away.
We've done things that most people have never done, in bands, so it's really cool.
Yeah, it's one off the bucket list, definitely.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, because we went right to the east coast of Russia. So we were right near like North Korea and all that.
Wow.
It's like it's
terrifying.
It's basically on the Sea of Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was.
Right east.
It looks more like Japan than Russia. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say my personal highlight is probably similar to Jack's as well. But for me, in Vladivostok, after the first song of the set, when the crowd just erupted in applause and cheered, that was probably like
The best moment.
that was like a dream come true. That.
Oh, so yet again with me, it's same show, but 2 personal highlights. First one, got to run across the 20-foot stage whilst playing bass. I've always wanted to bloody do that. You look at the old Iron Maiden or Guns N' Roses concerts, and they're just left, right, and centre all over the place. So I love that. And then it was after the show. Me and Harvey went backstage, got a couple of drinks, then went to watch the other band from the Barriers, and just had everybody asking for photos and just smiling and saying how much they enjoyed themselves. Once the crowd started dissipating at the end of the night, there was a couple of parents wanted a photo with me and their 5-year-old boy, so I just jumped over the barrier and got a photo with them, and it just made their day, and that's what I want to see.
That's the thing, when you go to Europe, you really get this sense that they are so absolutely ridiculously in love with music. They are so happy that you're there, and they're so grateful for you to come and perform. We love doing it. That's why we do it. But to actually get that response of people, it's like it's something that you always dream of when you start a rock band.
Yeah, definitely.
And, man, I think we must have signed over 100 autographs that night.
Yeah,
easily.
That's what I say. My personal highlight although we've done a lot of good things, that is definitely the top. Vladivostok is definitely the top thing. So like Joe said, when we come off stage, when we was on stage as well with Harvey's point, the sheer roar of the crowd, it was just like, oh well, we're doing something right. And then come off and go backstage for a bit, and then I walked out towards the catering tent, and I just heard a load of shouting. This is whilst the next band's on stage, and I'm walking through the just part of the path in between the stage and the catering tent, and hear the roaring, and I look over and there's loads of fans at the barrier, they're shouting, and I'm stood there sort of pointing at myself saying, are you trying to call me over, because I don't expect that. And then and they were, and then we signed, like you said, we signed over 100 autographs that night, and it was probably definitely the best experience I think we've ever had.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're just 4 boys from freaking South Coast. We don't, it's
quite surreal.
When you get something like that, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that sounds incredible. Would that be your craziest moment as well? Just that whole experience?
No, craziest is probably getting lost on the way back from a bar where we could see our hotel. Should have only been 10-minute walk, and it took us over an hour the night before.
We went out. We went out the night before. Well, it was the night before sound check day, because we had quite a few days out there, and we got horribly drunk in this bar, and struggled to find a hotel, even though we could see it from the bar.
Yeah.
Still took us an hour.
Yeah, the thing is, I looked it up on maps the next day, and it should have only been 10-15-minute walk. That should have been it.
Wow.
I think you were crawling up the street, right?
Oh, it was crawling up the street. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So good. It's very good, man. I mean,
You threw up on
To be fair, I have a pretty messed up one as well.
He couldn't.
I had a pretty messed up one. I got really drunk when we were in Germany, and I bit my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds crazy.
So I sound like a nutter. Well, I got really drunk, and we all got really pissed off at the bar, right? No, basically, yeah, I went back to my hotel room, and I happened to be on my phone while using the toilet, and I dropped it in the loo, and it stopped working. And in my drunken state, I got so mad that it stopped working that I bit it. And
Wow.
Oh
and then
God,
it
you
really
literally
did
sound-
stop working.
You sound like you need to be sectioned right
Yeah.
now. Like.
Well, you know, every good singer-songwriter has to have a good story, right?
Can I just take this moment to point out he had toilet water in his mouth?
Oh.
And plexiglass.
Yeah.
Was that before or after you actually used the toilet? Because like you wouldn't just...
Leave that as a mystery.
We're gonna leave that as a mystery. I'm not gonna
No,
disclose any
Neither
secrets.
confirm nor deny.
yeah, let the
Right,
fans
okay.
decide.
Yeah.
It's funny, I think we're the kind of band who would just tell people the shit we probably shouldn't tell people.
Yeah. I do normally have a question which I ask is starting a rumour about yourselves. So that could be your rumour.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What, that
I don't know. Could we
I
come
like
up
to
with something
fight
better?
phones. Like,
Well, no, the fact that Jack potentially might or might not have had shit in his mouth.
that's,
I think that's
I
the
think you're
rumour.
taking it a step now.
You said you were sat on the toilet and your phone dropped, and
I wasn't sat on it.
You were. No.
I was now, yeah.
We're twisting this
Yeah,
rumour.
yeah, it's the rumour.
You know, if you're gonna build a
Yeah.
myth, don't confirm or deny anything. So I'm not gonna. You guys continue,
Yeah,
honestly.
it's toilet propaganda.
Yeah. Keep
Banter.
Right, so I was obviously doing some research on you guys and came across a nice little picture of, I think it's Jack with Russell Brand.
Yeah.
So tell us that little story. How did that happen?
Alright, so basically, I went to see Russell Brand with my girlfriend at the Mayflower Theatre, which is a theatre down here. Loads of famous bands have played there over the years. Zeppelin, you know, like
Beatles.
the Beatles, yeah, Black Sabbath even, you know, crazy amount of things, and really well-known place anyway. And then we went there to see him, and he was still on stage, you know, just talking about, he'd previously been talking about how he could have kids everywhere because, as we all know, Russell was quite promiscuous, shall we say. He was like, whenever I see a young man with long hair and a beard and a very well-to-do vocabulary, I immediately start thinking he might be my son. So he points from the stage and he goes to me and the guy next to me. He goes, "You guys, how old are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, wow." He goes, when were you born?" I was like, "I was born 95.
Yeah.
The other guy was like, "I don't know, I can't remember, like 93 or something," he said. And he goes, 95. "Oh, you're young enough to be my son. In fact, you kind of look like me. Hang on a minute, I'm coming over." So he walks on over and he literally comes, sits on my lap and tells me this great story about how it would be to be his son. And then he goes, "One day, son, I'll take you to America to meet your new mum, Katy Perry." And I was like, "Well, that'll help with my career," like that. And he goes, "Oh, so you're a musician, are you?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, kind of like that." And he basically kept making nods to me throughout the entire night after that.
Brilliant.
But what he said about my girlfriend that made me laugh, he goes, "You know what, mate? Who are you with tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm with my girlfriend, Erin." He goes, "Oh, you must be my son. She's fit. You have good taste in women."
Brilliant.
Sign of approval.
Sign of
if anything
approval
else.
from my long lost dad. You know, that's what I always wanted.
That's brilliant. And you do look very similar, so that could be another rumour potentially as well.
Well, it's funny you say
Jack
that.
Denton of our propaganda is the long lost son of Russell Brand.
Every time I
Says a
go
lot
out.
about our mother.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. We're adopted.
No.
There's the second rumor.
But I mean, like, I get that every time I go out on a night out. Every time someone heckles me, "Oi, Russell!" So I now have a story to tell them.
So if you could only take one item on tour with you, what would it be? Like your most important item?
Thanks.
Well, he's got his, yeah. Go on.
Fags, I'll kill someone without.
I don't know. I'd probably have to take my drumsticks. You know.
Yeah.
I think that's key.
Aside from musical equipment,
yeah. And phones, because everyone always says phones, so...
that's not very inventive.
No, yeah.
No, it's not,
I
is
don't
it?
like that would have been the last thing I would have said, to be honest.
I've got to take my sketchbook.
Oh, okay.
That's mine. I have to take my sketchbook because wherever I am, I always want to do a drawing. And if I don't have it, I guts slowly.
Oh, that's
Actually,
pretty cool.
does-
Is there anywhere where we could see your sketches, or?
Yeah, I mean, you can see them on my Instagram. I need to update it a little bit. My Instagram's Black Dog Denton, but yeah, I got a little bit on there, not loads, but I'm gonna upload some.
I'm interested now.
Oh, well, cool.
I'm
Hopefully you
a
like-
former artist myself, so yeah.
That's-
I just want to see if you're better than me. So.
Competition.
Gra-
Yeah.
granted.
We have
I mean,
a
I did a
drawing
lot of-
competition.
We could do that too.
That'd be the next in the next interview.
Yeah. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can do it better.
We'll play
Alright.
Pictionary or something.
Oh, that sounds fun. We should do that.
The rock edition of Pictionary.
It's either that.
Loser does a line assault.
Oh,
Oh.
it's either gonna be that sketchbook, or it's gonna be, and this is gonna sound really un-rock and roll, a historical novel, because I am a massive history nerd. So
Okay. Is it just all history, or what sort of bits of history do you like?
ages backwards usually.
Does entail fantasy as well, though, because last time you was most of the way through Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I
Did you
think-
ever finish that?
Do you know what? I am
You
on
didn't, did
the
you?
last chapter. I'm on
Still.
I'm on the last chapter.
Still.
I haven't picked it up in about 3 months.
Sort yourself out.
It's awful. I need to finish the book.
Half a
I
job.
read I read the whole of the Lord of the Rings over the course of a year while we were away,
Yeah.
and
That's even worse.
I literally haven't finished it just because I haven't read the last chapter.
Oh.
Disappointment, eh?
That's probably
Oh,
another
what
18
the-
hours of reading, though. Those books are long.
What have you got, Alf?
I always take a book with me, but I've always taken Fellowship of the Ring with me, Lord of the Rings, but I still haven't touched it once. These different countries for like over a year.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That'll be your.
That's
You'll
my
just
thing.
have it with you forever and always.
Yeah.
and never read it.
Places it over his heart in case anything.
It's like his good luck charm.
I think we'll play another track. Would you like to introduce it for us?
Yeah, that might be one.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
tell you
actually,
without believing
well,
it.
we're asking you, what's your favourite track from the EP?
Yeah, good shout.
Yeah.
Probably Elemental.
Elemental,
Really?
really?
Play
Yeah,
that
yeah.
then.
What is that?
You can play that tune if you want to
You
play
can-
it. Yeah.
Okay, well, here's one track from the EP. This is Elemental.
How was the world yesterday? Was it open or just the same? And you decide what's too far gone, and you decide what's right or wrong. It's only in the middle. Just because it's human doesn't make it humane. Step aside, feel that rain, or fingertips ever touch. This human hate is far too much. Now's the time to open your mind. We can work it out, don't leave it all behind. It's only in the middle. Can't you do it anyway? It's only in the middle. Can't you do it anyway? It's lunacy, just insane. And don't you weep for all that life without all the time within us, within you. Can't hide. Now's the time to rewind. Undo the damage, the horror outside. It's only in the middle.
have any advice for aspiring musicians?
Don't do it.
With the joke aside.
Joke aside.
Wait, hang on, I was joking. No, I'd like just practice your instrument and get good. If you're doing stringed instrument or anything other than drums, then scales. Because drums don't have scales, don't fight it.
I thought a drummer joke was gonna come out then.
Yeah,
I thought about
I was waiting for that.
Scales, learn your bloody scales. Because I didn't, and I got stuck with bass.
All I would say is don't stop.
Yeah.
If you love it, do it.
Yeah, no matter what, it's gonna get hard. It's gonna be tough, and trust me, it is.
No one said it was easy.
You know, but you just need to keep going, no matter how shit it gets, because it will get shit. You just need to keep going, because one day it will happen.
Yeah,
One
and
day
you'll have that moment where it's just like all that shit was worth it.
Yeah, definitely, and also try to write the best songs you possibly can for yourself. You know.
Yeah, not for anyone else or not what you think people will like. It's got to be what you like.
Exactly.
Be true to yourself
Exactly.
when it comes to the material you're playing, and
be true to yourself if you're a lyricist. Be true to yourself lyrically as well.
that goes for any style of music, not just ours.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, and have a little respect because nobody likes an asshole.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We don't.
Seriously, like manners talk, bullshit walks.
Yeah, man. The amount of bloody arsey musicians we met who think they're the balls, you know, and we're just like, you know, you're not that great. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
There's a fine line. You know,
It's not even that. They could be the best. They could be the best player in the world. But if they're an asshole, nobody's gonna get on with them.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Have we got any part in advice, Harvey?
No, I think you covered it.
You think we covered it?
Yeah.
I think we basically covered it.
Yeah.
I think also
to
just
summarise, don't do it, and if you are, don't be a dick.
yeah, pretty
that
much.
sounds about right.
Take all the advice you can from other people who have done well, you know, been successful, because, you know, we've met a lot of successful musicians, to be honest, for our thing, and they've imparted some words and all that. And it doesn't matter what they say, take it on board, but don't necessarily practice it. You know, if you have to just weigh it up.
Pinch
what
of salt.
Pinch of salt. What you think's best. I mean, take us as a pinch of salt, because everyone's experience is going to be completely different.
Yeah, definitely. Last question now. We're going to be talking about your guilty pleasures in music. So songs or artists that you just secretly love.
Get a couple of drinks down me, put Whitney Houston's Dance with Somebody on, and just watch what happens. That's all I'm going to say on that one.
Nice.
So,
Peace out.
I'm partial to a bit of 80s glam rock. I'm not. I try to musically, when we write and stuff and things, I try to stay as far away as possible, really, from the cheesiness of 80s rock. But I fucking love it. Deep down inside, I force it down violently, but it's there.
Sometimes, Jack, you do like to talk dirty to me.
The references.
I like a bit of 80s glam metal too every now
Guitar
and
in.
Dude, your guilty pleasure's like Steve Irons.
then. There you go.
But that's not really guilty.
It's not really.
No, I'd say like, you know,
It's
rap
like saying,
maybe.
oh,
Rap.
rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gangster.
Docking, yeah, Docking's
that's
your
what you
guilty.
want.
Gangster hip hop.
Yes.
NWA. And
Yeah.
even that's not guilty.
No, that's not guilty,
We
man.
just like it.
Really like NWA, man. I like Lord. You know,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Lord's great.
Oh,
I
really
really
getting into
She's actually one of my favourites.
I do have one guilty pleasure though, and it's only a guilty pleasure because most people find it really weird. I really like medieval folk music.
Wow. Yeah, that's a hardcore guilty pleasure, I'd say. That's an acquired taste.
It's just interesting.
See, I heard that you sing.
I'm into you go.
I just heard that you sing Celine Dion before bed every night.
Well, don't tell anyone about that now.
Don't worry, Jack. I will go on.
God,
This is getting
reference,
bad.
I can literally see cheese coming out of your pores.
Harvard's a good one.
I like my Japanese folk music as well. So me and Jack like our
World
music.
Yeah, we like
music.
world music, man. World music gives us so many freaking ideas. Like,
Wow.
have you ever heard Mongolian throat singing? Like, Jesus Christ, look it up. Seriously, like that shit's mental.
Yeah.
And I really like Xavier Rudd as well, who's a guy who plays like a didgeridoo, and he also plays a bunch of other stuff, but he does it in a way. It sounds banging. It's not a guilty pleasure, but it is cool.
Okay. Interesting.
I think I must be the only one.
You like boy bands?
Do I? Which one?
What was your first single? Do you remember? What your first
No.
Yeah, come on.
They're
Let's
not
talk
going
about
down.
what was your first CD? Let's ask that question.
Shit. I think the first.
Oh, it's fine.
I think the first one I actually bought myself in the shop. I mean, there's been many before that have been bought for me, but the first one I actually bought myself was Foo Fighters' Wasting Light. So
Oh, okay.
I'll take that any day. It's not an interesting story, but
Nah, it's not.
It's not. That's like me saying because mine was Pearl Jam, see. So it's 10.
So
But like to be honest with you, we used to really like Robbie Williams when we were kids.
yeah.
He comes up so much on this podcast.
I don't know.
Really.
He was kind of a bit of a rock star, you know what I'm saying?
He was, yeah. He
Joe's
was.
a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Like,
There's the guilty pleasure. Robbie Williams. Robbie Williams is good.
Charlie likes Little Mix as well.
Yeah.
He does.
I mean, who doesn't?
For my first ones, I distinctly remember buying 3 out of one of those Woolworths bargain bin singles.
Oh,
if
right.
anybody remembers them.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah. We had there was a Kylie Minogue CD. Can't for the life of me remember which one it was. Then there was Westlife, Bop Bop Baby. And the last one was a song called Innocent Eyes by Delta Goodrem. I bet you haven't had that one before.
No,
I
haven't.
It was old early 2000s crap.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I loved it. And I might even still have it a lot.
Oh, yeah. Anastasia though.
Oh, yes.
Shakira, when it's cold out here.
We let that right alone. Yeah,
My
that's the
hips
stuff.
do not lie.
Okay, you've nailed guilty pleasures, I think.
See, we didn't think it was going to turn out that well at first, and look, we took you on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We're going down some deep holes.
We may ruin our band's career.
Yeah,
in like
that's
5
what this
minutes.
question does to people. It ruins their image. Now we're at the end of the show. Where can everyone follow you on social media?
You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter. I think is that it?
I think
We've got a
that's-
website.
We have our website as well,
Yeah.
which is
Which is ourpropaganda.uk.
yeah.
And you're on Spotify as well.
We are indeed, Spotify as well.
iTunes,
iTunes,
Oh,
yeah.
iTunes.
Amazon MP3.
Yeah, Amazon, and also Google Play, I think.
Yeah, that's part of the Android version, isn't it? Really? So.
Oh, look, put it very simple for you all. It's quite fortunate we're the only band out there with this name. You type our propaganda into Google search and we're right there at the top.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
we're not hard to find on the internet now.
And we recently updated our website with all our shows, so you can catch anything we're doing. So if you fancy come down and see us, we'd really appreciate it. Really would.
Well, thank you to my guests, our propaganda.
No, thank you very much, man. Thank you very
We
much.
had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad, was it? I know the connection was a bit dodgy, but we got there.
It happens.
Yeah, one of those things. And you can follow Local Distortion on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We do a lot of stuff on Instagram now as well. It's Local Distortion Official on Instagram. That's where we spam all of our stuff. And subscribe to this YouTube channel. You're on it right now, so just go down and click that little subscribe button. And thanks for listening.
Woo.